Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and I'm here with a book haul. A completely, unequivocally unexpected book haul. So let's get right to it. I did not know this was coming. I recognize the name on the box, and it is from Rachel at RK Stumbling Bear, whose channel is outstanding if you enjoy science fiction, especially more modern science fiction and indie science fiction. You definitely want to go check out her channel. I'll leave her link down below. I first got to know her about a little over 2 years ago, I think it was, for Space Opera September, where one of the prompts was to buddy read. And so I got connected with her, and we read Velocity Weapon, I believe, by Megan O'Keefe, which was the first time I'd ever read anything by that author. She was familiar with the author, but only through fantasy works. And we enjoyed our time reading that book together. So we've kept in touch. She watches a lot of my videos. I watch a lot of her videos. And she very kindly has sent a box. I don't know what's in it. I've cracked it open just enough to confirm that, yes, it is books inside here. And nothing else. So there's a little note. It just says, I felt like sending you a bookish gift box. Most of these are science fiction. Some are self-published. I don't know if you will like all of them or not, but I hope you will give them all a try. I will. So, that's awesome. So I'm not going to look inside. I'm going to just pull out one at a time here. And let's see what we got. That's why I got the readers on, so that I can read the backs of this. All right, so we have Goliath by Tochi Oinibuchi. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. So let's see here. In the 2050s, Earth has begun to empty. Those with the means and the privilege have departed the great cities of the United States for the more comfortable confines of space colonies. Those left behind salvage what they can from the collapsing infrastructure. As they eke out an existence, their neighborhoods are being cannibalized, brick by brick. Their houses are sent to colonies. What was once a home, now a quaint reminder for the colonists of the world that they wrecked. A primal biblical epic flung into the future, Goliath weaves together disparate narratives. A space dweller looking at New Haven, Connecticut as a chance to reconnect with his spiraling lover. A group of laborers attempting to renew the promise of Earth's crumbling cities. A journalist attempting to capture the violence of the streets. A marshal trying to solve a kidnapping into a richly urgent mosaic about race, class, gentrification, and who is allowed to be the hero of any history. Okay, so there we go. There's book one. But wait, there's more. Okay, so we have Crystal Singer by Anne McCaffrey. It says on the front here, no dragons, but the novel has all of McCaffrey's gifts for world building and characterization. An excellent book. So Anne McCaffrey is well known for the Dragon Riders of Pern. That's why the comment for the no dragons. I think it's been a long time, but I think I've read one or two of the Pern books. I know I have the first three, I think, on my Kindle. Probably should get around to those. But let's talk about the Crystal Singer. Her name was Kilashandra Rek, and after 10 grueling years of musical training, she was young, beautiful, and still without prospects. Then she heard the mysterious Heptite Guild on the planet Ballybran, where the fabled Black Crystal was found. For those qualified, the guild was said to provide careers, security, and the chance for wealth beyond imagining. The problem was, few people who landed on Ballybran ever left. To Kilashandra, the risks were acceptable. Alright, third, we have Echo Genesis by Gary Gibson. I remember this was one of the contestants in the indie author science fiction thing that a lot of different booktubers were reading through categories of. From the moment Sam Newman and 14 others awaken next to a burning wreckage of a spacecraft, they're faced with a constant struggle to stay alive on a seemingly uninhabited planet light years from home. Worse, the last any of them remember, they were back home on Earth at a time when interstellar travel was still no more than a distant pipe dream. Survival means finding out who or what brought them to this place, yet what few answers they find amidst the steaming jungles and ruins of that world defy all logic or sanity, and it soon becomes evident that something has gone terribly wrong. Something that could mean the human race's survival or its extinction. So there we go. That one sounds really good. That one, I think, is currently in the lead of the ones that are the most interesting. So we have Echoes of Another Earth. This is by J. Daniel Layfield. A scientist in hiding. An admiral on the brink of treason. A man who has lived hundreds of versions of his life across just as many dimensions. Josh hasn't really felt like himself since the first time he died. It's funny what you can get used to, though. With his next jump into another Josh's life, he may finally get some answers. But does he want to hear them? Better question. Can he trust the scientist being hunted by his past? Whatever Josh chooses, his actions will either aid the dimension or add it to a long list of ones that were destroyed. Okay. That seems like an interesting premise. All right, so this is Jonathan Nevers, Goodbye to the Sun. This is Windtide, Book 1. Razor, a bold and daring pilot, leads a last-ditch gambit against their local oppressors, the Targidians. The plan: abduct visiting Ambassador Keen Drayden and use him as a bargaining chip to restore her people's independence, the Sagittarius arm. But when the operation unravels, Razor is forced to renegotiate terms with the arrogant diplomat. Battling furious wind tides in pursuit by an infamous bounty hunter, Razor and Keen find mutual assistance in a dubious freelancer with a knack for exposing cracks in people's pride. Light years away on Hirun, a radical resistance blossoms. The alluring rainforest planet haunts Keen. All his problems started there during the Patent War, but it's where Razor's troubles may find a solution. The moral tide ebbs, exposing an impossible choice that links their futures together more tragically than they ever thought possible. That sounds really good, too. Okay. So we have Apocalypse Now, with a very interesting cover here. So The Four Redheads by Julia S. Mandela, Rhonda A. Udali, Linda L. Donahue, Dusty Rainbolt. Those freaking redheads are at it again. They're gonna be the death of me. Oh, how I wish. As if Earth wasn't already going to hell, those girly girls have decided to hurry along the apocalypse. Well, excuse me if things aren't happening fast enough to please those high-maintenance broads. At times like these, I really miss their husbands. The Four Redheads Apocalypse Now has everything. God, Jesus, Marilyn Monroe, the Four Redheads, and much more. I promise you this, it gives new meaning to the word gonzo. Okay, so is this short stories or is this a novel? I'm curious. Okay, so chapters. Okay, so there we go. There's that one. We have The Stars Within by Lena Allison Knight. So this is The Star Was Within, the Gift of the Stars. For Corel Evandra, her psionic powers have always meant three things: mandatory service to a multi-galactic corporation, a luxurious lifestyle as a prized asset, and an electronic collar that will kill her if she steps out of line. As much as Corel might resent her gilded cage and obedience to her corporate master's cold directives, everyone knows that escape is impossible. And Defiance risks not just her own life, but also the life of the person closest to her, Galhin Ambrell, her lover and fellow bound psionic. But when Galhen's contract is suddenly sold to a distant oligarch, Carell learns that obedience was not the guarantee of safety she once thought, and that escape may not be as inconceivable as she was taught to believe. When a mission brings her into contact with an unexpected ally, she must decide how far she can go and how much she's willing to risk for freedom. Okay? These are some interesting sounding books. Okay, so this is going to be stories and essays. This is Humans, Beasts, and Ghosts. Stories and Essays by Qian Zongshu, edited by Christopher G. Ria. So, Qian Zongshu was one of the 20th century China's most ingenious literary stylists, one whose insights into the ironies and travesties of modern China remained stunningly fresh between the early years of the Second Sino-Japanese War and the Communist takeover in 1949. Qian wrote a brilliant series of short stories, essays, and a comedic novel that continue to inspire generations of Chinese readers. With this long-awaited translation, English language readers can immerse themselves in the invention and satirical wit of one of the world's greatest literary cosmopolitans. This collection brings together Qian's best short works, combining his iconoclastic essays on the Book of Life, written in the margins of life, with the 4 masterful short stories of Human, Beast, Ghost. His essays elucidate substantive issues through deceptively simple subjects, the significance of windows versus doors, for example, or the blind spots of literary critics, and assert the primacy of critical and creative independence. His stories blur the boundaries between humans, beasts, and ghosts as they struggle through life, death, and resurrection. Christopher G. Ria situates these works within China's wartime politics and Qian's literary vision, highlighting significant changes that Qian Zongshu made to different editions of his writings, and providing unprecedented insight to the author's creative process. So this is a thinner volume than I would suspect from how much it seems like is packed in here from that. So, let's see here. Okay, so about 200-ish pages. Really interesting. We've got 2 more in here. So this is from the Kobi Trilogy. This is book 1, A Space Girl from Earth by Christina McMullen. Ellie Whitmore is no ordinary girl. Even if her parents weren't internationally famous celebrities, her 6'4" height and oddly spotted complexion would make her stand out in any crowd. But never would she have guessed that she was an alien from far across the galaxy, or that hidden within her genetic makeup lies the Kiryobi, an ancient and powerful relic housing the forbidden knowledge of her people, knowledge some would sacrifice everything to possess. Worse, it isn't just the malevolent emperor who wants the Kiryobi. Her own mother can't resist the draw of ultimate power, and the one person Ellie might be able to trust is an unrepentant assassin who may be responsible for her life's upheaval. Now, she must travel to a distant planet and unlock the secrets to restoring peace and ending tyranny. But how can anyone expect her to save the galaxy when she can't even pass organic chemistry? Alright, one more, and we saved the thinnest for last. Okay. So this is Image Comics. Alright. 1 Week in the Library. This is December 2016. It's got authors W. Maxwell Prince, John Amore, and Catherine Leno. So let's pop it open here. Can't just read the back on a comic, right? You gotta take a look at some of the art inside. Let's see what we're waiting for. All right. Welcome to the library. It's here that every story ever written is cataloged and monitored by a single man who's begun to notice something strange. The books are rebelling. Dive into the endless stacks with this experimental graphic novella from writer W. Maxwell Prince and artist John Amore, which recounts a troublesome week in the library via 7 short stories, one for each day, that uses comics, infographics, prose, and poetry to play with the graphic medium and explore the multivalent world of living narrative. Okay, so that is all she wrote there. What a wonderful box. Thank you, Rachel. That is so awesome. Again, I'll have her channel linked down below. Please go check it out. Go give her a follow. It's, it's incredibly kind and generous of her to send a box and just out of the kindness of her heart. So thank you. That's always, always awesome. So let's see if we can do a Steve stack here. So we've got 1 week in the library. We've got a space girl from Earth. We've got humans, beasts, and ghosts. The stars within. The 4 redheads, apocalypse now. Goodbye to the sun. Echoes of another Earth. Goliath. Crystal Singer. And the one I'm probably going to try to sneak in here in December. Echogenesis. So there you go. Thank you so much, Rachel. That was very, very thoughtful. I'm flattered. So thank you. Anyway, I will catch you later.